Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of the Royalty Talk Show. And you know what day it is? It's Wednesday. And on a Wednesday and on a Monday, Monday's gone, so Wednesday, we are doing the Leading Ladies Conference edition. And we have another guest speaker. I'm super excited to bring her on. But go ahead, grab a friend, let them know that the Royalty Talk Show is about to start. Grab your favorite cup of tea, your lunch, and grab me, and I will see you in the Royal Courts.
Get ready for the Royalty Talk Show with host Portia Basham, the podcast designed for women who are looking to be inspired, motivated, and encouraged. Whether you're just starting out in your career or raising a family, the Royalty Talk Show has something for you. This is your opportunity for empowerment and affirmation. Get blessed with amazing stories from women of all walks of life who want to share their truths and victories and impact the lives of women everywhere. This is your cordial invitation to join us as we sip tea, chat, and empower each other on the Royalty Talk Show and podcast with your host, Portia Basham.
Welcome to the Royalty Talk Show. And listen, go ahead, tag, share, invite your girlfriends, grab your cup of tea because I got mine, grab your lunch, well, I don't have mine, and meet me right here in the Royal Courts. So welcome to the Royalty Talk Show. This is where we teach, empower, and give you the affirmations to build you into the who God has called you to be. And we do this all by discussing everything that encompasses us as women, our faith, our friendship, our finances, our fulfillment in life, So today is no different. So please help us spread the broadcast, tag, share, invite, and just let everybody know that we are here. And I would like to introduce myself for those who have no idea who I am. Maybe you're just coming across our platform for the first time. I am your host, Dr. Portia Basham. I'm still getting used to saying that. Dr. Portia Basham, and I am your brand and business strategist, your best-selling author, international speaker, leadership coach. Because listen, I got my doctorate in Christian leadership, and girlfriend is all excited about that. So anyway, let's move on. And I'm also the minister of the gospel and the founder of She Ministries. It's an online community for the leading ladies as yourself in the society who is ready to balance life. I always say that we are so busy doing and moving, but we don't take the time to heal. We don't take the time to offload. And this is the space, the safe haven where we as women come to learn the strategies as to how to do that, to learn the strategies how to be the best versions of ourselves, to be the best wife, the mother, the friend, the sister. This is the environment that we come and we learn the strategies how to do that. So welcome to the Royalty Talk Show. Today we have the honor. Now let me tell you. So far, I have interviewed so many of my guest speakers that's up for the conference on Friday and Saturday. If you have not registered, let me tell you, when people start to clap, it's serious. If you have not registered, you need to do so. Girl, lady friend, boss, my girl, my baby, you need to register. Go to sheministriestv.com and register. You don't want to miss it. It is going to be phenomenal. We have the business corner on Friday from 7 to 9, more like 9:30, but you didn't hear from me. And then Saturday, we have the spiritual empowerment from 7 to 9, more like 9:30, but you didn't hear from me. But we are super excited because we get to glean from the table and to learn from our phenomenal speakers. I mean, the ladies are charged and ready to give all the information to you. So make sure you've registered. So today, we have the pleasure of having Sharhonda. Listen, drum roll, baby girl got that right. I practiced quite a bit. Sharhonda Kirksey. Hey, Kirksey. So this is how I did it, right? I was like, okay, if we take Sharon and we merge it with Honda, and then we take the word Kirksey, we got it all together. Baby, listen, you got to make things happen. You got to, or else you'll be sitting down there trying to do your, all those, trying to figure it out. We need to be a more, come on now. So she's a professional speaker and a transitional life coach. So we get the pleasure to chat with her, and her topic today we've had some heavy duty topics, and her topic is how business owners can handle difficult times with resilience. I want you to hear that well, because you see, we're so busy always trying to think we could just throw things under the rug as business owners. Business owners can handle difficult times. Difficult times. We could handle it. Yes, it's going to overtake us sometimes, but let me tell you, it does not drown you. You can handle it. So we get the pleasure of chatting with her about that. But before we bring her up, I love to play, that beautiful ad to show you the ladies that are going to be speaking for the Leading Ladies Conference, and also for you to get the opportunity to go ahead and register if you haven't. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Ladies, let me say it again. If you have not registered, please do so. sheministriestv.com. And we also have the pleasure of putting together this Leading Ladies Business Strategy in a Box, which is where we have about 10 of the beautiful guest speakers pouring into you. In that box, you get leadership, branding, coaching, emotional coaching. You just get everything you need for your business to take you to the next level. Learn how to put videos together, everything you need in that box to take your business to the next level and to take you as a business owner to the next level. So make sure you take the opportunity to purchase your box, okay, and get the privilege of working with all the ladies within that package. All right. So let's bring up our baby. Come on. Hey,
Hey,
hi, baby. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm fabulous. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. And
Yes.
guess what? We are even more excited because you get to point to us as well over the weekend. So I am super excited about it. But before we go into all of that, because we
hmm
have a lot to cover. So before we go into all of that, tell us about you and give us your fun fact.
So I'm Sharhonda Kirksey. I'm Coach Sharhonda. I'm a transitional life coach and professional speaker. Speaking on, getting through those difficult times in life through transitions. A fun fact about me, I enjoy watching crime shows, like serial killer crime shows, just how the mind works, to see how people operate and how they get from one place to the other.
I
I'm,
agree.
I'm fascinated with it. So
I
that's a
agree.
fun fact about me.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one because, baby, I think in another life,
Yeah.
I was in the CIA. I'm convinced because I would have. Listen, I could put that together in two shakes and a holler. My
Right.
husband says, "Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I just want to watch the movie." And I'm sitting on there going,
We
"Now,
already know what's going to happen.
listen, you know." I'm
We
like,
got it figured out.
Paul, pause it.
Yes.
But I love those shows, and I sit.
Yeah.
You know what I used to watch? Maybe about 10 years, no, maybe a good 16 years ago, I used to
hmm
watch this Morning, Noon, and Night, which was sad, but
Uh-huh.
was the one Snapped. It's like
Oh,
you
yes.
watch and you wonder, how did they get to
How
that
did,
position?
right. Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
could you
one of the
just
good
walk
ones.
away before you reach to that point? But when you see the story, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Right.
I get
Right.
it.
You see why they snapped.
Yes, yes. In the little ooh, you could see
Yeah.
them just turning completely left. We get it.
Yes. Something in the brain just
Oh
clicked.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Just that little split second. God
Yeah.
take the will, but God didn't take the will that day. You had it in your
Right.
hand. You had that wheel in your hand, and that's why we're in this position, right?
Right. That's why we're on Snap. Yes.
But talk to us about your topic. Yeah, it is how business owners can handle difficult times with resilience. Tell us how you came up with that topic. What does that topic really mean to you?
So it's personal, but it's also relatable to people that are going through different life changes. So I am a widow of 1 year and a few months now. And in that time frame, I was working as a financial coach for a nonprofit here. And but the grief that I was dealing with was so tough that I had to make a decision to resign from my financial coaching job. But in the time frame of resigning from my financial coaching job, I also started to like gain different tools, through therapy and through mentors on how to kind of get from, dang, I just had to resign from my job to I want to start my own thing because I have the coaching skills. I've done this before.
Yes.
Um, and I'm able to do it. So how do I get from point A to point B and not lose my mind in the process? Because I am mourning a loss, but I also want all these new and different and exciting things to happen in my life. So going from a 9 to 5 to owning a business is why I chose this, because there is a lot of different things that you may experience along that journey. And even in business, you'll experience different things that come up that may challenge you. So how do we get through those times and still maintain our sanity? And how do we maintain our business? How do we continue to move forward even with those challenges? So
Quick question.
mhm.
How explain to us in your own words what it felt like, going through that loss, and do
Mm,
accept our sympathy for that,
thank
going
you.
through that loss and still trying to work and function because you were
Mm,
still working then. I mean,
yeah.
that right there. Just give it to us in your own words what it felt like.
Oh, it was a fog, like I remember thinking, because I'm a mother of four, so and they're all like teen and young adult age. So I remember thinking I need to be there for my children. If nothing else, I need to function for them first. And then I thought as time went on, I need to function for me. And so I started to invest in myself and in my mental health and my emotional health. And I started to do things on purpose that uplifted my spirit, that, brought life back to me, because I was grieving a lot of loss, especially after having to come to the conclusion that I needed to leave my job. I had worked there for a while, and just about the entire year that my husband passed away, I was working. So I was grieving and going to work and crying on the way to work and sitting at my desk and crying. Listen, get my tears together, listen to somebody else's story, and then
Yep.
close the door, and then I'm upset. So, but it just took for me to really like look into myself and decide what it is that I value most and what
Yes.
is that thing that's going to keep me going, even
Yeah.
though I do not feel like going. Um,
I like that. What it is that would keep you going, even if you do. Do you know how many times we
mm,
wake up on a morning and we do not feel like doing
We
anything. We
don't.
do not feel like moving. We do not feel, but you have to find, like, focus on that one thing for
That
the day
thing.
that you would
Yeah.
say, okay, you know what? Because of this, I'm going to get up and I'm going to move.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do something. But out
Yes.
of 100% of the time, there are times you get up. Just so add that to grief.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, add that to
Yeah.
grief. You cannot begin to comprehend somebody going through it and still have to get up and function
And function.
and still have to get up and keep it moving. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God. You know,
Yeah.
so baby, you are really the leading lady because
Thank you.
you did it, and you did it with grace, and you should be proud of yourself.
Yes. Yes.
You should be proud of yourself for that. So
And
talk to the ladies about how you figured how you now that you've left the job and you in business.
mm-hmm.
How did you eventually transition
Mm-hmm.
mentally into business?
Yes. So one of the things that I plan to get more into during the conference is the 5 essentials that you need to get through a transition. And one of those things that I'm very big on is getting acquainted with grief. Getting acquainted with loss, with pain, with sorrow, with all those hard feelings that we tend to, like, you know, I don't want to feel this grief today. I'm going to go watch a movie and ignore that I hurt, or I want to go eat ice cream and forget all about the pain. What needed to happen was to be acquainted with it, to understand it, to feel it, to sit with it. Days that a grief moment would come up with me, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel so good, because your body tells you that you're sad. Sometimes before your brain realizes, your body says, I'm not feeling it today, and sometimes we'll say, body, we got to keep going. We got to do this and we got to do that,
Yes, we do.
you
We do.
know?
Get it together. That's what I said to mine.
Yes. But sometimes the body is saying, I need you to slow down for a moment with me and get acquainted so that we can move through this, so it can heal properly, so we can grow. Some of us are,
I
kind of
like that. Heal
Mhm.
properly so we could grow.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. And so just sitting and getting acquainted with grief, that's one of the ways that I was able to transition, because you sit with it and you lean into it, and
Now,
you
that's confusing to me,
yes,
to get
yes.
acquainted with grief, because I don't think anybody wants to. That kind of
No,
way? Nobody wants to get acquainted. It's like,
no,
I'm pain, I'm hurting. Just let me figure it out. But
right.
nobody wants to sit down and say, you know what, this is really happening.
Yeah. And it's facing that reality. That's how do you get acquainted with it? You acknowledge it, you accept it, and then you process it and you move through that. You have to let your minds be aware that I hurt, and I'm hurting because I lost somebody very important to me. And we had a lifetime together. In our minds, the vision that you're married to may not be the thing that actually happens. I was definitely married to my husband and married to the vision that we're going to be 80 years old, sitting on the front porch,
Yes.
drinking iced tea, definitely was married to that. And then, so I had to process and accept that vision is no longer going to take place. You can't grow properly and heal properly if you don't process your pain.
All
Yeah.
I will say is, you are so right. Especially when you get married, when you
Mm-hmm.
have children,
Mm-hmm.
The loss of a child, the loss of a marriage, the loss of a spouse, the loss of even a job. It is a lot because you did not come into it for
Mm-hmm.
just the now. You think of it in longevity.
Yes.
So not having it, and in your case, it's two, because not
Mm-hmm.
having the husband and the job, because
Right.
that is in your mind longevity. You never
Yes.
figured you were going to just walk away.
Exactly.
We all have a mindset that, oh, I'll work it till I eventually get where I need to be to be.
You're right.
But just the mere fact that you say you have to sit with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because then it gets you to a place where um once you sit with it and you process it, then you're able to see better. You're able to know, okay, what's my next step? Because now I accept the fact that I did lose something, you know, or in terms of business, I accept the fact that I'm not in the place where I used to be. I'm not in the place where I envision things to be. So what now? How do we get to what now if we don't accept what was and what we lost? How do we get to what now?
That's good. That is good. I like that.
Yeah.
How do we move forward if we don't accept what we just went through?
Right.
That's good.
So
Because
many
even
of
for
us are running
business, it
from it.
is so too. Even for
Mhm.
business, it is really so too. Because you're like, okay, I didn't make this month. But if I
Mhm.
don't learn from why I didn't make it for in this month, I wouldn't know how to move forward to make it better in the next month.
Yes.
That is good. We need to work
Yes.
because that is good. Yes.
Yes.
And
And
I like the way you bring it together.
mhm.
You bring it together full circle. You're like, listen, you lost it, yes,
Yeah.
but we have to understand. We have to go through this session before you go over there, because
Yeah.
it's just like pushing things under a rug.
Mhm.
If you keep
Mhm.
pushing things under a rug, eventually it's going to start to show out.
Yeah.
And when it starts to show out, it shows out in the worst times. When
It
people come
does.
over, it will show out. When you don't want it to show out, is when it is show out. So if you take care of it in your private moments,
Mhm.
in your what they call it, at your own pace, then it
Yes.
doesn't show up out of order.
Yes.
I love that.
My grandmother used to say, because we always I always said to her, I never saw her cry. I never saw her cry. And so she said, why do I have to do all of this in front of people? She was like, I have my moments and I have my time. She said, and she steals away and she takes care of it. And then that's how she's able to show up in the way that she shows up. It's because she took care of it in her own time and in her downtime. She let it process. And then she was able to show up and be grandma. And we're like, grandma's cooking, grandma's singing in the kitchen, you know, grandma's doing all the things. How does grandma do this?
Yes.
And still function. And, you know, it's amazing to see strength in people during hard times, and we kind of discount ourselves, not realizing how strong we are. But if we are able to accept things for what they are, the reality that they are, we're able to see our strength, because we're able to look back and say, oh God, I endured that. You know, I went through that and I'm still here in the flesh.
There are a lot of things when somebody comes and relay what
Mhm.
you have gone through.
Yeah.
You go, I did that.
Yeah.
I'm still here after all of that. People come, and because people watch, just
Mhm.
the same way you were watching your grandmother. People watch.
Yes. Yes.
And you don't realize that whilst people are watching, they are drawing strength from the way you handle it.
Yes.
They are
And that
drawing
is so
strength
true.
from you.
Yeah. They're watching you, they're paying attention. I've had so many widows and non-widows. As I share my story, because I'm very transparent about my journey through grief. Because I felt in my heart that I can't be the only one going through this. and the emotions and experiences that I'm having, somebody else has to be having them too. And so by me sharing my story and just sharing a post, I'll post on Facebook, today I'm having a grief day and it feels like this, and this is what it looks like, and this is how I'm moving through it. Somebody will inbox me and say, Sharhonda, the way you wrote what you wrote and how it came across, I really felt what you were saying. And you've given me inspiration. And I haven't lost somebody, but it's given me inspiration. And so it's important when we tell our stories, it's important that we accept where we are in life, so that we can move forward and so we can enjoy all the deliciousness that life offers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you and I'm being encouraged, but I'm being encouraged from a different aspect.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest son is on the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, parents come up to me and say, how are you able to teach him to be so calm? How are you able to teach him to do so and so? How do you handle this and that and that? And they see the finished product of me training him to do something. They see the finished product of him behaving well, but they did not see the back end where I got frustrated because he couldn't figure out how to use the toilet, or
Mm-hmm.
get frustrated because he did not, chew the food before it almost choked him, or get frustrated because, he was still, wet in the bed or something.
Mm-hmm.
They did not see the early stages of being frustrated, or me going in and
Yes.
crying and saying, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. How
Mm-hmm.
do I make it work? They see me when I come out from the bath,
Yes. Yes.
and I'm like, get it together. And I
Mm-hmm.
come out looking strong and put together.
Yeah.
They see what now that he's 14 and he could, go to the bathroom or take a bath and dress
Mm-hmm.
himself and eat and clear the plate. But you did not see all the times where he wasn't eating food, but he was drinking milk. You see, so
Right.
so I get it. When you talk your story, it
Mm-hmm.
ministers to people that are secretly going through.
Yes.
And I believe that is why for me, I launched She Ministries, because I
Mm-hmm.
know us as women, we are so good at coming out and looking put together.
Yeah.
We are so good at coming out and putting it on, the lashes, the hair, the this, and I'm not saying that's wrong, but underneath that,
What's going
we
on?
have those secret struggles. Underneath that,
Yes.
we have the things that so want to take us down. Underneath,
Mm-hmm.
we have the things that just you want to go up on top of a mountain and just scream it all out, and then come down to the valley and go, okay, so what's next?
Right. Right. Yeah. That's how we do. We get it together.
But we never
Yeah.
stop for a minute and say, you know what, this here is causing me grief and I need to deal with
Yes. And
it.
I need to
And if
deal
it's not working, I need to walk away or I need
with
to
it.
fix it. This is what we need to do. So that way we do not, I always do the analogy of um, women are like sponges. We're
Mm-hmm.
like a sponge. You know what a sponge is? You pour the
Mm-hmm.
water. Oh, it still could take. You pour the water. Oh, it could
Soaks
still
it
take.
all
You
up.
pour the water.
Yeah.
Oh, it could still take. You pour the water. And people keep pouring into you
Mm-hmm.
because you never once drip to say, I cannot take no more. And then one day it starts to drip, but it's not just dripping small. A sponge starts to drip in big. That
Mm-hmm.
little
Mm-hmm.
one drop, all of a sudden you start to see, and then we collapse and we cannot figure out why we collapse. We collapse because we have not taken the time to
Yeah.
process the
And
things.
drain all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It makes me think, when we're talking about getting acquainted with grief, um, one of the things that I also have kind of paid attention to and studied is our ability to tell ourselves the truth and be honest about where we are in a process.
Oh, baby, we could tell lies to ourselves. You okay, P? Yep, I'm good. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Right.
Mhm. We could do that.
We can do that. And the truth is we're not okay. We're not okay. We're burdened with, family responsibilities. We're burdened with our jobs. We're burdened with our own dreams and aspirations and different things that we want to do. And then on top of that, whatever you're struggling with at the time, and you're carrying all those things. And so at the end of the day, like, who's taking care of you? Who's taking care of you? And when you're feeling grief and you can't stop in the moment and acknowledge your pain and acknowledge your hurt, when you can't stop in the moment, somebody comes and says, "Can I carry that for you? I don't need you to carry anything."
Stop it. Yes, that's exactly
When you
what we
know
do.
that that's that pain showing up. Pain
Mm-hmm.
is showing up. And
Mm-hmm.
we're stopping our own growth and we don't realize it because we don't pause and say, "Hey, grief, I know you showed up today to sit me down and make me look at what's going on. I know you showed up. I know we need to have a talk. You know, let's talk about it."
Yeah.
Instead, we're like, grief. We treat them like we, some solicitors at the door, and we,
Close
oh
the
God,
door.
that's grief showing up. Let me,
Shut that door, baby.
yes,
Anybody letting it in? Mm-mm.
yes. But we need to start opening the door for our pain, for our grief, so we can process it, and then we can start to grow and build. And you're building resiliency as you do that.
Yes.
Um, we run, when we run from things, we don't know and trust ourselves to handle it. But we can trust ourselves to handle something if
Mm-hmm.
we look back and say, you know, when I lost that money in business and I weathered that storm and I accepted and I figured out how to pivot, huh, I did that. So
You
if
did
something
it.
else
Come on,
comes,
baby. Mm-hmm.
yeah, something else comes,
Yes.
I got that too, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And that's kind of how I look at life now, because my brother passed away, one of my brothers, at during the pandemic, because I think it was like 2020. And then I was raised by my grandparents for the beginning of portion of my life. So my grandmother that raised me passed away a year later. And then my husband 6 months after my grandmother. I said, well, Lord, if
No,
Sharhonda is still standing right here doing this thing called life, I don't feel anymore that there's something that I cannot face and conquer
mhm.
and deal
Yes.
with, because I've
Mhm.
dealt with some of the harshest things
Yeah,
that I
but you
could
didn't
deal
even
with.
get over grieving one to see the other, and then
Right.
get over grieving the two before the heavy
Before the
duty
turn.
one showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, the group, the brother, yes, the
Yeah.
grandmother, okay,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
husband put on top of that. That was like icing on the cake.
I
It's
said,
like
God, what are you
at
trying to do to me?
that time you could have lost your mind, lost it all, just go like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But yes, you are right. If you are here to
Mhm.
be able to turn around and to help another sister
Yeah.
go through and not go through it at the worst stages, but go through
Mhm.
it with grace. That's the part.
Yes.
To go through it with grace and to
Yes.
be able to survive on the other end, to let her know that there's
Mhm.
light on the other end. You
Mhm.
will be okay on the other end. We just have to keep walking down that path.
Yes.
You will be okay. I'm with
You
you.
will be okay.
It will
Yes.
look dark. You will look like you don't know where you're putting your feet. But
Mhm.
trust, baby, I'm with you. I like that.
Yes. Yeah.
I like that. Do you know what that crossed my mind while you were
Mhm.
talking? When we were growing up,
Mhm.
and I mean, I'm just like 25 with shipping and handling, so that's just
Beautiful
random.
in 25. Yes.
you know. And when we were growing up, we never really saw our parents or our guardians, whoever they were, go through stuff. You realize that?
We didn't
You didn't
realize they
see
were
them
going through it.
tell people off. You didn't see them cry. You didn't see them, look like things were out of place. It's like they took it and brought it to a closet. And only they that knew it was in the closet. And you, the child, were not privy to such, to what was going on.
This
To
is
the
true.
point that when you are going through stuff, and then your parents or your aunts or whoever's come and they say to you, "Oh, baby girl, that will pass. You'll be all right." You're looking at them like, "How could you tell me that this will pass? You've never been there." But we don't know they've never been
We
there
don't know that.
because we were not privy of seeing them go through it.
Yeah. You know, that's important too, because with my children, that's one of the things I also said to myself is I want to show them how to go through this. I want to let them know it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel your pain. It's okay to talk about it. I took them, there's a thing called the rage room where you can put all these glasses, or they have like an old beat up car and you can take bats and just hit it for like 15 minutes or so. And I was like, do you have anger? Let's go get the anger out. Let's go beat something in the rage room.
I think I need to be in that room. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very liberating. So, but I just wanted to give them outlets, and I wanted to, because we're all grieving, but I didn't want them to hide and try to tuck away what they were feeling.
Because
I was,
because it's gonna come out somehow or the other.
yeah, yeah. And so I definitely have tried to do this. Well, I have done this grief journey openly, transparently, to show them, you know, we can move through this. We can do this and come out and be good. And there's a way to do it and still honor their dad. It's a way to do it and still honor my late husband. It's a way to do it and still have life and have it more abundantly. It's a way to still do it, you know. So
Well, Sharhonda, you see my co-host in the back. I tell you, I try.
yes.
But Sharhonda, thank you so much for joining us today. So just quickly let everybody know how they could get in contact with you. That's number one. And then number two, go ahead and invite the ladies to the upcoming conference.
Yeah, so I am on Facebook, Sharhonda Kirksey. You can also find my website. Oh God, my website just left my brain that fast. I'm so sorry. But I'm Coach Sharhonda Kirksey, and you can find me online as well. Just type me in Google, and there you go. But I'm on Facebook, and you can find me there, and just, you know, message me or email me at sharhondakirksey@gmail.com. Either way, you can find me. And the Leading Ladies Conference, I cannot wait to see you guys there. It's going to be packed with powerful women, with great testimony, with amazing content, and just things that are amazing and going to make you, you know, grow leaps and bounds. It'll help you evolve. I'm excited about it. So I look forward to seeing you ladies at the Leading Ladies Conference, March 11th and 12th.
No, March 10th and 11th.
March 10th and 11th. Why do I
Yes.
still? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes. Not the other way. This way.
Just
Yeah,
switching back the other way. Yes.
We
10th
we,
and 11th.
we don't charge that to you yet.
Yes.
We don't charge it to you. But we're super excited to have you
Yes.
on there as a speaker. Thank you so much for stopping by today and to sharing your story. Baby, you doing well. I am very proud of you. You know, most people, when they talk about losing a spouse or so, they talk about it 5 years down the line. You know, if it is only a year and a half and you are able to still be here and to talk to us about it and to be able to stand your ground with it, you are doing just great. I am proud of you. And I am indeed honored that you are going to be with us this weekend. Okay.
Yes, I'm
So
excited.
I'm going to, yeah, this baby. I can't wait to learn of the 5 steps you're going to give to us. So, yes. So, I'm going to put you in the waiting room whilst I love on the ladies a little bit more. And I will see you Friday. I think you are on for Friday. So I'm
Yes.
looking forward to it.
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
Sure. So, ladies, we had indeed the pleasure of chatting with Coach Sharhonda, and nobody knows grief like her because she got got to not do it once, not do it twice, but three times, and that's a lot. But she was able to pick up and to move, and that is the part that we are have to hold on to God's hand for the grace and the strength to move forward. And she's a good example of that. So we are looking forward to having her at the Leading Ladies Conference. So make sure you've registered for that and you join us on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am so excited. Between you and me, a little nervous, but excited at the same time to share the platform with those lovely ladies. So if you would like to be, I like to open the doors to everybody, the business women out there who are looking for ways to be more visible. So these are the visibility opportunities that I have. If you'd like to be featured as a guest speaker here on the Royalty Talk Show or on the She Ministries TV show broadcast, go ahead and email info@portiabasham.com. If you'd like to work with us in terms of branding, in terms of building your online presence, go ahead and send us an email. It's info@portiabasham.com. Outside of that, I look forward to seeing you on Friday for our Royalty Talk Show, before our conference and also for our conference. But thank you so much for joining me in the Royal Courts. It's been a pleasure. I send hugs and kisses your way. Mwah.
Thanks for tuning in to the Royalty Talk Show with your host, Portia Basham, the talk show and podcast designed for women who are looking to be inspired, motivated, and encouraged. We pray today's show was a blessing to you. Remember to tune in next time for your regular dose of encouragement and affirmation so you can hear from other amazing women from all walks of life who share their stories and advice on everything from personal growth to living their dreams. So until next time, we look forward to seeing you to sip some tea, chat, and empower each other on the Royalty Talk Show and podcast.